Hi guys, welcome to day 11. On day 11, we'll be speaking about drone safety tips. We all know in everything we do, safety is one of the most important and key things. And in the world of flying drone, it's no different. You have to take into consideration your own safety and the safety of others around you when you're flying a drone. So on today's video, I'll be showing you 5 safety tips that you should keep in mind when you're flying a drone. Come on guys, let's get into it. For safety tip number 1, you shouldn't fly over and near people. We understand that in some cases there are some exceptions, but you really should keep at least 30 meters away from people. You shouldn't also fly above people with your drone. It's allowed to fly over and above people or close to people only if those people are involved in your drone operation. So let's say you are covering a music video and everybody in that surrounding knows that, okay, this is what this drone is going to do, and in that case everybody is informed and everybody is prepared to have your drone flying and around them, and they wouldn't be startled, they wouldn't be shocked to hear your drone hovering above or very close to them. For drone safety tip number 2, you should only fly one drone at a time. Might sound crazy and outrageous, but people can be very adventurous and try to do the impossible. It doesn't actually make sense for you to be flying 2 drones at the same time. So for the safety of yourself and for the safety of everybody, you should only fly one drone at a particular time. For drone safety tip number 3, you should only fly your drone in what we call visual line of sight. So what this means is you should only fly your drone for where you can maintain eye contact with your drone. This means that you should only fly your drone during the daytime, except you have authorization to fly your drone at night. So it means that you should avoid flying through cloud, through fog, or through smoke. These things, they prevent you from seeing your drones very clearly. And if you're flying your drone beyond visual line of sight, that means you need what we call an observer or a spotter. So the person's primary duty will be to always have eye on the drone wherever it may go, while you have full control of the controller to navigate the drone. So while you're navigating, you don't have to look around and check for where the drone is. You have a spotter doing that for you. For drone safety tip number 4, you should only fly your drone above 120 meter or 400 feet above natural ground level. So what this means is from the ground you can only go about 400 feet or 120 meters, which is the equivalent of a 35-story building. So if you're going beyond that, I don't know, where are you going? Do you want to see God, or you want to get to the 4th heaven? It's quite interesting because when you mention these figures, you don't get how far or how high this is. So let me put it into perspective. 400 feet is like the equivalent of 30-story buildings or 35-story buildings, and it's also the equivalent of the full length of a football field. So you can imagine flying for that high. For drone safety tip number 5, it's quite common to the one I mentioned before, the one that you shouldn't fly close to people, but this is quite different in that you shouldn't fly your drone in a way that causes hazard to people. So basically what I'm saying is you have to be considerate of others when you're flying your drone. There are certain maneuvers that you want to do, there are certain shots that you want to get, but you just have to consider those around you and ensure that the safety of everybody is being considered before you try such things. Consider that not everybody is used to a drone, not everybody knows what a drone is, and when you bring your drone close to them, if they are not informed of what's going on, they might react a certain way that would put both yourself and themselves in harm's way. So that way, I'm just saying you have to be considerate of others when you're taking your drone up to the sky to take whatever shot it is you want to take. For drone safety tip number 6, basically it's saying you shouldn't fly your drone close to emergency centers. So natural disasters, earthquakes, floods, fires, and all of that, except you're authorized to be there, except you're working with those that are rescuing people or with the emergency services. When such things happen, please keep your drone away from there. You shouldn't be in that space unless you've been authorized to work with those trying to clear up those things. Drone safety tip number 7 is don't fly your drone close to restricted airspace. So basically what restricted airspace means is police barracks, army cantonments, and all of these things. Security is already a very big issue in Nigeria, and I see no reason why you're putting yourself in further harm's way by having your drone in such places, except you have adequate authorization from the authorities around there, and getting the authorization can be quite a hassle if we're being honest. So protect yourself, protect your drone, and don't get caught up in between the power tussles of the military and whatnot just because you want to capture a drone shot. Please do not fly in restricted or prohibited airspace. The last and final drone safety tip, in my opinion, is actually the most important. You shouldn't fly your drone 5.5 kilometers away from an airport. So you would wonder, why 5.5 kilometers from the airport? This is because the airports have very huge and sophisticated control towers that pick up even the smallest of all signals. The signal from your drone can be picked up all the way at the airport from. So these control towers, they can pick up your drone and consider it to be an aircraft, and it might even get worse for you. The authorities might pull up at your location and you'd get arrested. And that's why we say keep a distance of at least 5.5 kilometers away from the airport. Just like I said before, this is one of the most important safety tips and should be held in very high regard, which is why we're also called drone pilots. So you would consider everything that goes up in the air. You consider the airplane, you consider the helicopters, because just like the name said, drone pilot, you're also a pilot, so you should consider the safety of others in that airspace just like you are when you're taking your drone up into the sky. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe also. So those are my drone safety tips for you guys. If you liked this video, if this video was helpful to you, please like, share and comment also. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comment section, and share this also with people that you know want to get into the drone piloting space. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more safety tips and for more drone content going forward. Take care of yourself, guys. See you on the next one, and don't forget to stay jiggy.